Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today behind me is my dog. He's right here. He just got done killing a fly, so he's just gonna chill behind me for a while. Anyway, so today we are going to do another book review like last week. So I just finished Hunted, and this is by Meagan Spooner. This has been on my shelf for probably since 2017, I want to say. Yeah, so this came out in 2017, and it's been on my shelf ever since. So I just got around to reading it. But yeah, so I just finished it a couple days ago, and I thought we'd do a little review about it. Let's get into it. So, like I said, I read Hunted by Meagan Spooner. I read the physical copy, obviously, and I've owned this since 2017. This is kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling a little bit. Not like, so with retelling, it's not like the exact same story told by somebody else. It's like changed a little bit. So for example, with this one, Beauty, obviously, her name isn't Beauty. Hard to explain. Her name is Yiva, but like it means beauty in like some language I can't remember right now, but so this is about, like, she is a hunter. Her dad was a hunter, and basically she has two other sisters, and they also have like a butler type person who she considers more of like a brother than anything else. And so basically the dad, he had like a bunch of like trade stuff that he sent to like some other city, and it didn't go so well, so they had to move out into like his cabin in the middle of the woods. And so the dad took up hunting again after, you know, their mom died like a while ago. You know how Beauty and the Beast goes. She doesn't have a mom. But anyway, so he takes up hunting again, and he sees the beast out into the woods, and he gets fixated on it. He needs to kill it. He needs to get rid of it. It's like hurting his family, whatever. And he ends up not making it back one day. And Beauty's like, well, I'm gonna go and check it out. I'm gonna take my bow or whatever that my dad gave me a while ago. And I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna look for him because he hasn't been back in a while. That made me think of Supernatural. When, you know, in the first episode, Dean's like, Dad's been on a hunting trip and he hasn't been back in a while, so it's kind of like the same vibe there. But anyway, so she goes and she discovers that her dad, has died. And at first she thinks it was because of the beast, because the beast comes out of the woods and kind of like scares her at that point, so immediately she thinks that the beast did it. And she kind of like tries to hunt him down. She needs to kill him, whatever, and she ends up being taken hostage by the beast. They go back to his castle, and she's basically a prisoner, but she doesn't see him at first, and she's kind of like talking about like her family and her story and stuff, and her sisters, and different stories that like her father has told her like in the past, and stuff like that. And she kind of like, the beast kind of gets to know her, and she, like, because she hasn't seen him, she's like, what do I call you, or whatever. And in one of her stories, in one of her stories, she mentions the name Ivan, and the beast is like, well, you can call me Ivan if, you know, whatever. And so she does, and then one day, she does actually see him and what he actually is, and she gets scared, you know, because, you know, how is he talking like a human, and how is he walking on two legs, and stuff like that. So eventually he takes her out to, like, target practice, I guess, with, her bow and stuff, because there's something that needs to be killed to be able to reverse his curse or whatever. And you know, in Hunted also, he has a big library, but all the books are like gross. They're like all like icky, like moldy, and like you can't like read them barely. They're all wet, gross. So yeah, so there's that. But there is this one book that is like legible or whatever. You can read it. That'll come into play later, but So they're out doing target practice, and he's like, you have to listen for the music or the magic or whatever. So she gets in tune with like this side of the forest with like the magic and stuff, and she can hear like a music playing, a heartbeats, whatever. And that's kind of like a really big thing for her. She does try to kill him at one point, but obviously it doesn't work because that's not how you kill this beast. And she's like, I have to go back to my family. I need to make sure they're okay and stuff. And like while she was here, you can't really tell how much time has passed. So as she's leaving, the snow is starting to melt, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's like spring. It's the end of summer, whatever. And she meets her family, and obviously like no one recognizes her at first because she is like covered in like woods, you know, from hunting and stuff. So she finally gets out there, and eventually she's like, I've been here too long, I need to go back. I promised him I would go back. So she makes her way back to the beast, and he is not at the castle. He is somewhere else. He has completely taken over like whatever human was left in him. He is completely the beast now. And the book that I mentioned earlier is sitting on the side of like next to the couch or whatever where he was. And there is a like feather like in the book, and this feather is very important. This feather is from a phoenix or a firebird or whatever. So she's like, oh my god, I have to find this where the bird came from. That's what I need to do. I need to go and kill it or whatever. And she figures this out because she starts reading the book, and it turns out to be a journal of the beast's life. And plot twist, spoiler, he is the Ivan that was in her story, and he turned into this beast and stuff. And so she's like, I have to go kill the firebird, I have to go kill the phoenix. So she makes this huge long journey to go and kill the phoenix, and she does succeed. But then she's like trapped in this like frozen like waterfall cave type thing, and the beast needs to try to get her out, and that is basically the end of the story. But I thought it was kind of cool because there's some like good like comparisons with this. So obviously Beauty and Beast, duh. But there's no flower in the original. There's like the flower that like tells the beast how much time he has left before he's stuck like that. There's no flower. So he's been stuck like that for like centuries, like so long. And there's no like talking like furniture or anything. There's none of that. And also there's no like siblings in the original story as far as I remember. There's no siblings. There wasn't any in the cartoon version, there wasn't any in the remake, so there are no siblings for Beauty. Also the names are different, obviously, but there is, Gaston is in it. He's just portrayed a little differently. He is who she is like betrothed to or whatever, but she ends up like figuring out that he is actually in love with one of her sisters. She's like, go be with her, I'm gonna go find my beast or whatever. And this Gaston was like a lot nicer than the original story Gaston. So, and the author doesn't really say like Beauty and the Beast until like the very end. Like it's always been like Beast and Beauty, or like Beauty says Beast and it says like Beast says Beauty type stuff. So I thought that was really interesting that like at the very end she's like, Beauty and the Beast lived happily ever after, whatever. And in the original, I believe Beauty's father was also like a merchant type thing. He was like selling stuff and stuff, but he wasn't a hunter, which I thought this was interesting. This is how she like learned how to be a hunter and how to be like, how to take care of herself and stuff like that. So that gave like very much, with Beauty being the youngest one, she's the one that takes care of the family and stuff. That gave me very much like ACOTAR vibes, because that's basically how Feyre acts with like Nesta and Elaine and stuff. She is she takes care of the family after her like parents are gone, which ACOTAR is based off. It is kind of like a Beauty and the Beast story. So I think this Hunted is more like closer to that in a sense than the original, just with like that tidbit. But yeah, all in all, I did really like this book, so I think I will be keeping it. I have like a shelf with like all these books that like I'm not sure if I want, or if I want to throw, if I want to donate or whatever. So I'm kind of going through that shelf to see like what I actually like and stuff, and this one was on that shelf, so I think I might be keeping it as of right now. But yeah, it was very YA, but I did really like it. I really liked the story. The way it was told was like kind of like, it was told in like a fantasy-ish type way. So like if it was told in like, I don't know the correct word, but like in the olden days or whatever, if it was written that way, that's kind of like the feeling of it. So it took me like a little longer to get through just because of how it was written, but the story itself was really good, so I do highly recommend it. If you were thinking about it, if you've heard of it, it's from 2017, so it's a little older. What year is it? It's 2024 now, so it's about 8 years old. Wow, I graduated high school in 2017. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, but yeah, so it was really good. I do recommend it if you're into Beauty and the Beast and Beauty and the Beast retellings. I do recommend this book. Yeah. That will bring us to the end of the video. My dog did stay with me the whole time. But yeah, so that will be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have read this or are you interested in it, please let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.